for that, sir. Let's talk a little Elgton Jenkins real quick. I feel like we covered this really, really good. When we decided, okay, we were done with Josh Myers, and then the Packers obviously were done with him. We're pretty vocal about, hey, Elgton Jenkins needs to be the center. I know I was like willing to die on that hill. This is the dude, and some people kind of bucked it and were like, oh, look how bad he played against the Lions. He came in, he had to switch to center halfway through the game. It was piss pouring the rain, you know what I mean? I think many people didn't realize he was a center in college. So with Elgton Jenkins, did a little write-up here with him. Elgton Jenkins is no stranger to playing center. At the owners' meetings in Florida today, Brian Gutekunst confirmed that Elgton Jenkins will be the Green Bay Packers starting center when the NFL season kicks off, per Wes Hodkiewicz. While some fans are concerned about the move, here's a little refresher on Elgton Jenkins' playing at center in college. There's a tweet from Wes Hodkiewicz. Elgton Jenkins is going to center per Brian Gutekunst. Packers believe he can be an all-pro there. He's already been an all-pro left guard, twice? Or was it Pro Bowls twice, I believe? One of the other. So you know what they always say, you can be a great tackle and an all-pro guard and possibly a Hall of Fame center. That's pretty common occurrence if someone can handle the center position, that you could have someone, you're going to put your best lineman at tackle and then work your way in is essentially how it works. Now, I think it should be tackle, center, then worry about guard. That's just me personally, but obviously Goody is excited about that. Look at Elgton Jenkins in high school, boys. Look at this picture. That cracked me up, man.
That's
awesome. No way. So there
was he, a fullback in high school? Come on.
Yeah, and AFM's in the back going, hey, what's that in the upper right? Quit being a
I was going to say, what are you doing there?
Breast cancer awareness, folks. Okay, let's calm down. It's pink, all right? All right, so Elgton Jenkins, a Clarksdale, Mississippi native, and a 3-star recruit, joined the Mississippi State Bulldogs and became a standout offensive lineman. While he was versatile enough to play multiple positions on the line, including left tackle, left guard, and right guard, his time at center is particularly notable. Jenkins transitioned to starting center role during the 2017 preseason camp as a junior after having started at other positions earlier in his career. This move came after he'd played in 12 games, 5 starts in 2016, mostly at left tackle and guard. All right. And it says at center, Jenkins excelled in 2017 and 2018. His final 2 seasons, he started 26 games at the position. His performance was stellar, over 762 pass blocking snaps at center. He allowed just 1 sack, showcasing his reliability and skill in pass protection. In 2018, his senior year, he didn't draw a single penalty in 423 snaps, a testament to his discipline and technique. That year, he earned first-team All-American honors from the Athletic, 4th-team All-American from Phil Steele, and the Kent Hall Trophy as Mississippi's top offensive lineman. Look at this RAS center, boys. 9'3", all right? He was 6'4", 310 coming out of college, 29 bench reps, hand size 10 1/4 inches, arm length 34 inches on arms, man.
He was the best guy around.
Vertical jump of 28 inches, obviously not that great, scoring a 6.30, but the broad jump of 9.01 scored an 8.92, 40-yard dash of 5.1 scored an 8.39, making his composite speed grade great. And then his agility grade was considered good with a 4.62 shuttle and a 7.77 3-cone, scoring a 5.80. Jenkins' versatility and football IQ made him a natural fit at center. Bulldogs coach Joe Moorhead called him, quote, the eyes, ears, and brains of the offense, highlighting his ability to make calls and keep the line in sync. He faced tough SEC competition, including future NFL stars like Alabama's Quinnen Williams, and held his own. His time at Mississippi State culminated in him being the number 1 center prospect for the 2019 NFL Draft, per ESPN's Mel Kiper Jr., leading to his selection.
Who in the hell is Mel Kiper, anyway?
Leading to his selection by the Green Bay Packers in the 2nd round, 44th overall. What do y'all think about that, man? Does that make you feel a little bit more at ease hearing what the coach said about how he was the eyes, ears, and brains of that offense? The center's got to be like that. And listen, I love Josh Myers as a person, but snap the effing ball, Josh, and whiffing on those reach blocks, that's not what you want. Your center has got to be that dude that everybody looks to in the middle, like, all right, that we've got that guy, Tim. We're going to be all right. I'm excited about this move. I don't think people realize how good of a move this is going to be.
I agree. And I think it's even more true now that he's, a seasoned pro, right? He's 28, 29, something like that now. Old enough to know better, young enough to still enjoy it, right? We still got some good years out of him. And, he's been in this LaFleur offense for a while now. And I couldn't feel any better about the move. And I think it's good to know that, I'm glad Goody made the comments that he made, right? Like we know right now that that's the plan. So we can kind of look at the rest of that O-line around Big E at center. I'm all for it.
You know what's crazy too is I believe the exact quote. You may have mentioned it earlier, Clayton, but I can't remember if it was between Zach Tom and Elton Jenkins, where somebody described as they can be Pro Bowl tackles, they can be all pro guards, but they could be Hall of Fame centers, I believe the actual way they described it. And it's like we got two of those types of dudes that could fiddle in and absolutely do it. Like you said, it's really unfair to take Elton from where he was in that game, left guard, like you said, elements, raining, tons of adversity. Just plug him in to the first time playing center in years, let alone at that type of level, and just saying, oh, see, he can't do it. It's like, nah, man, you got to take a step back and look at what he did for the bulk of his career. And the fact that, like you said, dude, I didn't realize he had 34-inch arms with 10.25 hand size. Like, if he can actually become more of a versatile guy that can actually complete some of those pulling blocks that Josh just would whiff on, or just has the more wherewithal and just kind of, like you said, man, that center position, that's like you are the quarterback's best friend. You have to be watching things that he's not watching, whether it's setting projections, watching the clock, knowing the down in the situation, understanding that when that quarterback wants the ball, you got to give him the freaking ball, Josh. And it's going to be pleasant surprise, I believe, to see if he gets the time in the offseason to get acclimated back into being that center position. And I don't know about you, Clayton, but it is starting to seem to me that if they don't re-sign a Rasheed Walker, they're starting to see that Jordan Morgan is a tackle.
I'm just saying, man, you've got to model the roster. Like we talk about this all the time. And it's easy. Who did that? It's easy to sit here and say, sign everybody. Yeah, extend Rasheed. And I know Chris N's on board. Listen, I think Rasheed is a hell of a player.
I love Rasheed.
One of two things have got to happen there, in my opinion. I don't think you're going to have 3 offensive linemen with huge contracts. It could happen. Actually, 4 is what it could be. Right. If you plan on keeping Elton Jenkins, listen, as a center, look at Jason Kelce. Yep. You would expect this to extend his career a little bit, right, Emilio? Like centers typically play a little bit longer. You got many times, unless you're playing a 34 jam and you're in your 11 personnel so often, you're in the nickel, and most of the time you don't have a nose right up over you. You're just kind of helping block, as opposed to I've got to take on this huge human being. Now, if you're in 12 personnel, you better plan on at least having a shade to block. But when you look at that as a whole, Zach Tom's going to get the Brinks truck backed up, and rightfully so. Elton Jenkins already getting good money. Aaron Banks just got good money. How are you going to pay Rasheed Walker too? Now you can, but there's other aspects of the roster that's going to be sacrificed, right?
Yeah. Then you might not get that number one receiver at $30 million if you're going to be paying 4 offensive linemen. I think that's something you got to look at. I think that Elton's a heady guy. He's super smart. I think the fact that he's already played guard for a few years, knows the offense, understands it. A new guy comes in, Ryan, Morgan, whoever's at the other guard can help him. He can help out Aaron Banks. He's in between him and Rasheed, him and Rasheed have a good, connection because they're blocking together all the time on duos and stuff. I think that communication is going to be huge. I'm hoping that Elton just puts his foot down and says, we're going to do silent counts this way, whatever way he wants it done. Text Jordan right now. So, let's just get this squared away, because that was an issue we ran into in a couple games last year that I think that has to be cleaned up to get us going. I think Elton can definitely do it. So I'm pretty excited about it.
I agree 100%. Like, to your point and to Jacob's point, I think there's massive chemistry between Big E and Jordan Love, for sure. Probably more so than Jordan had with Josh Myers. And, I think, to Emilio's point, I think Elton's going to take this and put it on his back, and he's going to own this. Hey, I'm the dude. I'm the center. This is how we're going to run it. I'm going to talk to QB1. I'm going to talk to my OC and my head coach, and we're going to figure this out. And I don't think we're going to have a lot of the pre-snap issues that we had in the past with Elton at center.
Yeah, and here's the other thing. You're taking your longest tenured offensive lineman and basically making him the captain of the offensive line.
Yep.
That's what you're doing with him playing center. That's exciting to me, man. It really is. And by the
Gave
way,
up all of one sack last year and
Right.
two quarterback hits allowed while he was on duty.
yeah, I'm excited about it. Drew D makes a great point. Next year we could give Jenkins an extension and get the value down. I think you're spot on there. That might be the plan if you do want to extend. And it all comes down to how much money does Rashid want. If you go to him early, you can get that number down a little bit, get a little bit of a discount. If you guarantee a little more money than you normally would, you can get that cap number down, the cash over cap aspect of everything. But if you wait till the last second, what's the option? You can franchise tag them. I don't think they want to do that, right? So go to him early, but also like Drew's saying here, and we're not going to pull Elton's contract up, but I guarantee you if you were to extend him for, let's say, 2 years, you can drive that cap number down, kick it down the road just a touch, and then reset in a year or two if you need to. So that's a great point, Drew. It's a great point. It can be done. It's just, I mean, it can definitely be done with the wide receiver room being one of the cheapest in the league, too.
Do you guys remember any sort of career trajectory that matches an Elton Jenkins? Because if I remember correctly, you guys tell me if I'm wrong, drafted, plug and play left guard or a guard situation. When his contract came up, we were like, we're kicking him out to tackle. So remember when he signed that contract, it was like he's a tweener who I believe was a starting left tackle at the time, who he did, to his credit, about as well as we could ask him to, then gets kicked back into guard. Now he's playing on a contract, possibly going to be the starting center, where he's getting paid tackle / guard top money of like 3 years ago. You know, it's just it's a very weird situation. Look at it right there. Like, I got everything I want.
He said, listen, man, I'm a 3-star recruit. He went to the barbershop and got that lined up that day, didn't he? Look at my man.
Looking like a tight end right there. It's like,
really is.
He's looking like the cheerleaders did something. He's like, I see it.
Oh, man. All right.
We got to put a little speech bubble by him in this picture. What's up, girl? What's up, girl?
What up, yo? All right. Anything else on Elton Jenkins, boys? That was a fun conversation. I'm glad we hit it. I feel a lot better after reading. Again, the big thing for me was that quote from the coach, man. I mean, he's the eyes, ears, and brains of the offense, highlighting his ability to make calls and keep the line in sync. And
let's
also,
be honest, he was that last year at left guard, right?
Yeah.
I mean, now he's going to be, at the center position, which is even better.
Yeah. 2-0 for this says, I hear script clubs have great breakfast buffets. It smells like a wet mop in here. My God.
Pan almost everywhere.
Parks and Rec, baby.
Almost everywhere.
Oh, I forgot we had that drop. All right. So there's the Elton Jenkins talk. Boys, it's time. We've all waited for this moment. We are going to do an NFC North mock draft.